Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the zodiac sign Virgo and enemies. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Well, anyway, people. Well, the first thing is, as far as Virgo and enemies goes, keep in mind that Pisces will fall on the 7th house cusp of open adversaries for Virgo in a solar or natal chart. And it could be somebody, of course, that is a Pisces, actually is a Pisces, sun, moon, or ascendant, or somebody that simply embodies those Pisces-like characteristics. Now, this could be, too, that, you look at this, it could be somebody also in a Pisces-like profession, such as photography, could be like a water profession, like oceanography, somebody that works as a medium, a psychic, a fortune teller, somebody in spirituality, in the metaphysical, such as astrology, dancers, poets. These could be people that could be open adversaries for Virgo. And it could also be, as I stated before, people that embody those characteristics. It could be people that could be somewhat lackadaisical or lethargic, or people that aren't exactly workaholics, that are the antithesis of Virgo as far as that goes. People that are very super sensitive, emotional, just people maybe that are very intuitive, people that are impressionable. And anyway, and the thing too is, when I look at this, I could actually see Pisces, and a lot of Pisces people maybe suing Virgo, sun, moon, or ascendant people for maybe overworking them. Say Virgo is in a manager situation, Pisces is in a subservient or subordinate role. And I could also see going the other way too. I could see in some instances, if you have a Pisces manager, you could have the Virgo person in the subordinate position sue Pisces for Pisces maybe not helping out as much and having Virgo do maybe more work than is necessary, because it's so ingrained in Virgo to be that workaholic and to really work laboriously. Now, going to the 12th house cusp, well, Leo often falls on the 12th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Virgo, and the 12th house cusp represents our hidden enemies or hidden adversaries. And it could be somebody that has a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply somebody that embodies those Leo-like characteristics. Now, some people will ponder, well, how do you equate that hidden enemy on the 12th house cusp with someone? Why is that considered a hidden enemy? Well, I think there's a little correlation with the fact that with the sign on the 12th house cusp can represent the qualities or characteristics we have difficulty seeing in ourselves. So I think we often have difficulty seeing that as a person that could be a hidden enemy, because it's hidden. We don't really, we don't see that person as an enemy because we don't see those qualities connected with that sign on the 12th house cusp in ourselves very easily in a lot of instances. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And the thing is, I could see some scenarios where Leo can very readily become a hidden enemy for Virgo, because think about it, Virgo can be known as that quintessential critic. They like to analyze and criticize. Virgo can often be found in a profession connected with giving critiques, being a critic, like such as a movie and entertainment critic. And you do find a lot of Leos, sun, moon, and ascendant Leo people in the entertainment and celebrity industry. So what happens is Virgo can give a derisive critique or commentary regarding a Leo's, it could often be a Leo celebrity, and then what happens is Leo, can become that hidden adversary because of that, and be holding sometimes some grudge against these Virgo people for that, even if they don't come out open and say that they don't like them, or they may not come out and say they see them, they're an enemy to them, but they might see Virgo as that enemy because of that. So anyway, well, another keep in mind too, people, that the adversaries for Virgo are not just limited to the sign on the 7th house cusp and the 12th house cusp. It's also the two other signs that square by sign, Gemini and Sagittarius. And Gemini can, what it is Gemini can clash with Virgo because, as I stated in the Gemini Enemies video, about Gemini will often superficially understand something, and Virgo, or learn something. Virgo is very punctilious with details. Virgo can often pick at Gemini for not plucking these details out, but at the same time, Gemini might, you get the cerebral warfare that can go on between these two signs. Gemini can times maybe come up with an answer to a question quicker than Virgo can without assimilating all the details, and then it can give Virgo that inferiority complex, and then you have the Virgo going on against Gemini saying, well, I got these details, why didn't you pick them up, and pick at Gemini for that. So really, you have two different intellects going on. Virgo is more analytical. Gemini just likes to move. Gemini just has a general razor sharp intellect, and Gemini too is really, it's also, they're very streetwise, and I think they're a little more streetwise and average than Virgo. Virgo is a little bit more book sense, so you have a little disparity there as well. So another thing too, in talking about Sagittarius, and Sagittarius of course squares Virgo by sign. Well, Sagittarius, I think part of the problem that they can have a conflict with Virgo and can make an enemy with them is because Sagittarius is often very blunt to the point where they're completely lack diplomacy and can be downright tactless. And Virgo is a little bit more careful with the words they choose. They're definitely a lot more tactful and diplomatic than Sagittarius. And Virgo might be overly pedantic or overly wordy and verbose for Sagittarius, and Sagittarius may want to get to the point in a few words, while Virgo might ramble a little bit more too and analyze things a little bit more. And I think that has something to do with where there can be a strong conflict with these people. Now, as an enemy, well, Virgo might simply publicly criticize somebody and make and really that's really because Virgo is known for, really the Virgo and criticism are almost synonymous. The Virgo could be very judgmental, and they might do something and make if they're a writer, say, make a bad article about somebody and be very critical and derisive and interrogatory in that. Now, as far as if an enemy, and I'm being facetious about this, of course, people, well, you know what? If Virgo's an enemy, be cleaner, be a better dresser, criticize them, do better in an intellectual contest than them, have better health habits, get better health scores than they do, things of that nature. Virgo likes to dress meticulously. Hey, you know what? Dress better than them. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Virgo enemies. Stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about Libra enemies. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.